I think she says, I can't stand them. But let's hear what she says. Is it?
Now, ta, te, ti, to, tu.
Ta, te, ti, to, tu.
No, no, Miss Lamont, round tones, round tones. Now let me hear you read your line.
And I can't stand him.
And I can't stand him.
And I can't stand him.
Can't.
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 Okay. Let's leave those two together. Enemies, divided by a common language. And let's have another sentence. Can you write this sentence down? Here's the next one. You should have phoned me, I would have picked you up. You should have phoned me, I would have picked you up. Right, I think that was easy. Hello? What's happened? What's happened to the next page? Okay. Right, here's a sentence. Can you try saying it quickly? Yeah, let's make it shorter. Have is a consonant, but it's a very, very weak one. So when you have a strong consonant, we often cut that out. So have becomes, and it's also, we're not saying you should have phoned me, we're saying you should have phoned me. The stress is not here, so have becomes weak. So it becomes of, I would say you should have. You should have, together? You should have. Now, two consonants here, so you should have phoned me. Yeah. There's too many consonants again. You should have phoned me. It's hard work. So we just say, you should have phoned me. You should have phoned me. Together? You should have phoned me. I would have picked you. Yeah, the D slides over. That comes like a T sound. I would have picked you. There's one more thing here. Listen to this. I would have picked you up. Can you hear something there? I would have picked you up. So what's happening? There's something else, isn't there? I'm not saying I would have picked you up. I'm saying I would have picked you up. Yeah. You should have phoned me. I would have picked you up. Yeah. So between two consonants, between two vowels, we often intrude a W to link it up. This is quite interesting. My French students will say, you should have phoned me. I would have picked you up. They put an H there. And they're doing it for the same reason we put a W. And I've seen teachers saying, no, not hop, up. Yes, hop. No, up, hop. And the way to cure, the way to stop the hop is not to say up, but to say wop. I would have picked you up. And that's called an intrusive W. And we intrude W's or Y's between two vowels. You should have phoned me, I would have picked you up. Together? You should have phoned me, I would have picked you up. Okay, so that's an intrusive. There's lots of these. Look, here, my French student will say, I'll go in with you. We'll say, I'll go in. I'll go in with you. I'll go in with you. Do you know what a huff is? A huff? A huff is a noise you make when you're angry. Huff, huff, huff. Okay, so when somebody gets aborrecido, you say, don't go off in a huff. There's no need to go off in a huff. My French students will say, don't go off in a huff. We say, don't go off in a huff. Together? Don't go off in a huff. There's no need to go off in a huff. There's no need to go off in a huff. Yeah, don't go off in a huff. It's a great expression. Lovely. Don't go off. I could hardly believe my eyes. We say eyes. Oh, this is a good one. We had some students doing a play, and they were meant to be shipwrecked at sea. And the students were in a dinghy on the stage and going like that in the dinghy. And one of them had to say, "Oh, if only we had some oars." And the student was French. So he said, "Oh, if only we had some whores." Now, whores, of course, are prostitutes. And cut. So we had to change to, God arranges these. He's a Frenchman, did it. If only had some oars, we run the M to there. And my French students say, "I hate meat," and we say, "I yet meat." Right, we're running out of time, but these are the main weak forms. We've talked about the weak forms. You should have, you can make it. So of and have are both pronounced of if they're not stressed, or Miss Lamont would say, you shoulda. You should have gone. You should have done it. You should have or you shoulda. Okay? So that's the weak form. And that's a fact. If you're American, English, Australian, doesn't matter. You should have gone. It's made of wood. Or it's made of wood. So it's of or a. For becomes fa. Where did you go for your holidays? Where did you go for your holidays? Now this is shocking. Your, beloved of my Arabic students, you and your and you are all become ya. When English and American people say it very quickly. So, is this your sweater? Is this your sweater? You're gorgeous, you're lovely. The you are lovely becomes ya. You're nice, you're gorgeous, you're beautiful, you're beautiful. Is this your coat? Is this your jacket? That's a fact. Americans, English, when they speak quickly, that's what happens. To becomes ta. I'm going to town. And you all know this one. Going to becomes gonna. Now it's not gonna, it's gonna. And it's a weak form, so it's got to be very sweet. And we only use it in an auxiliary position. If you make it strong, I'm gonna go. It sounds horrible. But I'm gonna go to town. I'm gonna go to town. Together? I'm gonna go to town. I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna do something different. It's only auxiliary, and it's got to be sweet. And it's a weak form. It's not a written form. So don't write it unless you're writing it to your best friend. But don't write it to old guys like me, and don't write it to your teachers and professors. We don't like it. We don't like seeing it. We don't mind. Hearing is okay, but not seeing. I get letters, I get statements saying, I'm going to go to your university. No, that's not a written form. Okay, test. Say that one quickly. Say it quickly. Yeah. It's difficult to say quickly because of all the consonants again. So this is how we're going to say it. Let's make it quickly. Oh, sorry. That's going to slide. She's at that stage now. So these are going to be glottalized. She's at that stage now where she's into everything. And there's a W there. She's into everything. She's at that stage now where she's into everything. She's at that stage now where she's into everything. Yeah, this is not very long ago. My wife was in the kitchen, and the next door neighbor came in, and they're talking together, two women. Oh, it's like, she's at that stage now. She's into everything. I thought, wow, only a native speaker could say that quickly. And the neighbor was talking about her daughter, who was 2 years old, and was now pulling things off the tables. So she'd had to move everything out of reach of the girl because, she's at that stage now where she's into everything. Together? She's at that stage now where she's into everything.